Hey, Facebook people and YouTube. Okay, so I kind of feel like I'm the next Alex Jones since he got kicked off of YouTube and all that. But I don't know if it was because he went crazy. But in Jesus' name, I'm not going to let any of this make me go crazy. And don't let it make you go crazy. But it is important to see the truth. So I just put that clip on there on Facebook about the red and the blue pill with the Matrix. And that scene is like very poignant, pertinent, applicable to this whole situation, because that is what it is. And I think that the Matrix, that's always been my favorite movie, and I think it's an allegory for what's really happening, is that we all live in a matrix. We've all always thought that our nation was founded as a Christian nation. But in researching this and all these videos on YouTube, which I know people think YouTube isn't good research, but I think it is. YouTube is where the truth is. The lies are on Google. You read articles on Google, that's all the lies. That's all controlled by the Illuminati, which are actually the Masons. They control the media. I don't know why they're not controlling YouTube. Well, they're starting to, since they deleted literally all of Alex Jones' videos are deleted. And he was onto some really interesting theories about the Rothschilds, however you say that name, and the Illuminati and how they are poisoning our water. All kinds of crazy stuff, but it was real. Anyways, so I'm surprised they let him talk as long as they did. So they deleted all his stuff. So they're starting to control the press more now. And anyways, so we thought our nation was started as a Christian nation, but the Washington Monument Memorial, it's kind of like a phallic symbol. That's like a Mason, that's like a central Mason location. And so anyways, I just think it's really interesting, and I think that shows that our nation was actually started as a satanic nation, because the Masons are satanic. Most of them don't realize that, because this ex-vampire guy on YouTube, who is also a Mason, but is now Christian, he said that just like a lot of Christians, we don't read our Bibles. I do, but all y'all should too. But he said a lot of Masons don't read their literature, and they all have libraries with all the stuff, all the information about, what they believe. This guy who's talking on this Catholic show, he's saying, it has all of the trappings of a religion. Like, it has all of the things. They have an altar. They refer to God as the architect of the universe. They have rituals. It's totally religion, and it's totally satanic, because it's basically a universal church. So like, they think any religion can come in there and be a Mason, and whatever God they worship, they recognize that God is God, which is obviously that's a false teaching. But because God for them is Satan, so anyone can come in there and decide to worship Satan. So anyways, I'm looking into all this stuff, and don't worry, it's not going to make me go crazy. But the dollar bill, okay, I just posted about that. I think In God We Trust on the dollar bill. Everyone always is like, oh, that's so sweet, In God We Trust. Like, we can trust, like, our country. I mean, I think Trump is good. But I think there's a big backdrop to all this. That, I guess it's the Democrats, so they're on Satan's side or something. And so they're in power. And anyway, so In God We Trust on the dollar bill might be like in God being Satan. Because then on the back, there's those words in Latin, which nobody ever thinks to interpret them. But it's, the phrase on the bottom says something about a new order. So that's the whole New World Order thing. The Rothschilds, I was just listening to this guy who was an ex-CIA guy, FBI, something. And he said that on 1776, they came up with 25 goals that the Rothschilds came up with to institute this new world order. One of them was control the press. Another one was corrupt the youth with sex and drugs, which obviously happened in the 60s, and it's still happening now. All the medications, all the prescriptions, that's drugs, peoples. It's not okay. It's not okay to give your kids drugs and prescriptions, okay? You're messing them up. You're letting in evil spirits. I don't care if it's from a doctor. It is a drug, and it still lets in evil spirits, okay? Like, you need to take that seriously. You might think, oh, I'm not going to get drugs from, a guy on the street who's a drug dealer, but you're doing the same thing when you go in a doctor's office. Anyways, I could make a whole video about that. Please stay away from medications. Please. Okay. So, the Rothschilds, I'm going to look into that next. I'm sure there's videos about that. But 1776, people, that's when our nation was founded. America. And we think that it was we started off Christian. No. We were probably rebels. I mean, we were running away from the English, which the lie that we're probably told in history classes, we were running away for religious freedom. yeah, satanic religious freedom, apparently. I mean, I've heard about all this stuff, like bits and pieces that, you know, the government people, they got this like Bohemian Grove, I think they call it. They go over there and do satanic rituals at least once a year. President Bush was doing stuff and they all flash. Okay, this is not for the Longhorns. That's not for the Longhorns of Texas football. That's for Satan, okay? And there are plenty of pictures of President Bush, not to like knock him too much, but anyways, he would flash that symbol. And then Clinton did. And another thing, this video is already 5 minutes, but if you think about it, our entire downfall as a nation started when Clinton did that stupid sex scandal with Monica Lewinsky. I mean, just look at it. We were like, well, the 80s were kind of messed up. But things really went downhill after that whole thing happened, I think, personally. I think we were like doing okay, and then it just got really bad after that. Like the music industry got really bad after that. So anyways, hope you guys have eyes to see and ears to hear. In Jesus' name, God bless.